You pay your rent on time every single month. You've never missed a single payment. But at the end of the year, you look back and see that 12,000, 20,000, maybe even $30,000 has just vanished, gone. You have nothing to show for it except a receipt. What if the money wasn't just disappearing? What if every single one of those payments was actually building your wealth instead of your landlord's? I am here to tell you that home ownership isn't some fantasy from a bygone era. Even in the challenging market of 2025, it remains one of the most powerful financial tools you have. And while it's true that in many areas, the upfront monthly cost of owning can be higher than renting right now, that's not the whole story. So if you're feeling stuck in that renting trap, this video is for you. I am going to break down that 5 critical reasons why buying a house is the smarter long-term play for your money and your life. Hey everyone, I'm Dona. I'm a real estate agent here in South King County, Washington. I love helping first-time home buyers, families looking to upsize, and folks relocating to find a home and community that really fits their lifestyle. The first and most powerful reason to buy a home is a little thing called equity. You have probably heard the word, but let's talk about what it actually means for your bank account. When you rent, 100% of your payment is an expense. Poof, it's gone forever. You are paying your landlord's mortgage, funding their investment, and building their net worth. But when you have a mortgage, your payment is split. Yes, part of it goes to interest. That's just the cost of borrowing money. But another ever-growing part goes toward the principal. That's the actual loan amount. Every time you make a payment, you are paying down that loan and increasing your ownership stake in your home. That stake is your equity. Think of it as a forced savings account. Life gets busy and actively stashing away thousands of dollars each month is tough. A mortgage does the handwork for you, automatically turning a portion of your housing payment into a wealth-building deposit. Years go by, you own more and more, and when you decide to sell, all that built-up equity comes back to you in cash. A renter walks away with just memories. A homeowner can walk away with a small fortune that can be used to upgrade, invest, or fund retirement. You have to pay for housing either way. The real question is, are you investing in your landlord's future or your own? Let's talk about something you can't put a price on. That's peace of mind. As a renter, you're always living with a bit of uncertainty. Is your rent about to jump 15%? Will your landlord suddenly decide to sell, forcing you to move? You have very little control. Home ownership, especially with a fixed-rate mortgage, is the antidote to that anxiety. As of late 2025, a 30-year fixed mortgage rate is hovering about 6.23%. When you lock in a rate like that, your core payment on principal and interest is set in stone for the next 30 years. Imagine knowing exactly what your main housing costs will be, not just next year, but a decade from now. While property taxes and insurance can change, the bulk of your payment is predictable. That's an incredible foundation for long-term financial planning. And it's not just financial stability, it's life stability. Owning your home means you can actually put down roots. Your kids can stay in the same schools, you can become part of the community, and you won't be forced to pack up your entire life on someone else's whim. That kind of security is priceless. Equity builds from the inside as you pay your mortgage down. But there's another force that builds your wealth from the outside. That's appreciation. Let's be real. The wild ride of the last few years has cooled off. The 2025 market has been much flatter, with home values seeing only a slight 0.1% annual increase as of September. But history has consistently shown that real estate is a long game, and the trend line points up. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a proven method for steady wealth creation. Let's say you bought a home for $400,000. While past performance is no guarantee, Even if it appreciates at a very modest 2% per year on average, after 5 years, your home would be worth over $440,000. That is $40,000 in wealth you gained by just living there, on top of the equity you built with your payments. Now, some people say, I could just invest in the stock market. But they're missing the magic ingredient, leverage. If you put 10% down on that $400,000 home, that's $40,000. You get that appreciation on the entire $400,000 value, not just for your initial investment. That powerful combination of leverage and long-term appreciation is what makes home ownership such an effective wealth-building machine for regular people. If a light bulb is starting to go off and you are seeing how this could totally change your financial future, please do me a solid favor and hit that like button. It's a huge help and lets me know we're on the right track. Now, for our fourth reason, let's talk about something most renters miss out on. That is, getting a check back from the government. I know it sounds like an exaggeration, but it's true. The US tax code is designed to incentivize home ownership with breaks that renters just can't get. Now, here's the important context. These benefits mainly help if you itemize your deductions, which fewer people do since the tax laws changed in 2017. But for those who do, the savings are substantial. First up is the mortgage interest deduction. You can deduct the interest you pay on up to $750,000 of mortgage debt. In the first several years of a loan, most of your payment is interest, so this can seriously lower your taxable income. Second, there's a state and local tax or SALT deduction. This lets you deduct up to $10,000 a year in property taxes and other state taxes paid. It's another direct reduction to your taxable income just for being a homeowner. But the biggest tax win comes when you sell. Thanks to the home sale exclusion, if you have lived in your home for at least 2 of the last 5 years, you can exclude up to $250,000 of profit from taxes if you are single, or a whopping $500,000 if you're married. All that wealth you build through appreciation. A huge chunk of it is yours to keep, tax-free. And investors who made the same profit in stocks would be paying capital gains tax. As always, chat with a tax pro to see how this applies to you. But the message is clear. The government rewards homeowners. So far, we have focused on the numbers, but the final reason is one you can track on a spreadsheet. It's the return on investment for your life. It's about freedom, pride, and the deep sense of security that comes from owning the roof over your head. As a homeowner, you have that freedom to make your space yours. Want to paint the bedroom a crazy color? Go for it. Want to rip out that carpet and put in hardwood? You can. You don't have to ask a landlord for permission. That creative control is a liberating feeling that renting will never match. And then there's the pride of ownership. There's a profound psychological benefit to knowing that you're not just a temporary tenant. This is your home. It's a tangible symbol of your hard work. This sense of pride and stability is an emotional anchor that just makes life better. Ultimately, a home is more than financial assets. It's the center of your world. It provides a stable place for your family, a connection to your community, and the security of knowing no one can suddenly hike your payment or tell you to leave. And that improvement in your quality of life is often the greatest reward of all. So let's do a quick recap. 1. You stop making your landlord rich and start building your own wealth. 2. You lock in your biggest monthly expense and get price stability. 3. You invest in an asset that builds your net worth over the long haul. 4. You get access to major tax breaks that lower the real cost of owning. And 5. You get the freedom, pride, and quality of life that only come from owning your own home. You now have 5 clear ways to turn that same housing payment into the most important investment you can make, an investment in yourself. If you're ready to learn more, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more real-world home buying tips. And now, I want to hear from you. What is the single biggest question or fear that's holding you back from buying a house? Drop it in the comments below. I read all of them and I'm here to help.